everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you how to make a reverse fold easel card with a fan fold feature to it. And I'm using this gorgeous paper pad from Alinacutle called Honeyflower. It's got 24 sheets, so there's 12 designs, 2 of each, and it's 160 GSM. The patterns are really gorgeous, they really coordinate nicely with each other, and I love the fact that you've got some muted grey tones along with the bold black and gold as well. And of course that gorgeous black and white bumblebee pattern page as well. So there's some really pretty designs in this paper pad. So I've already gone ahead and cut the pieces to size, but let me show you what I've used. So I've used this oval nesting die set, also from Alinacutle. It's got some gorgeous stitched ovals in it, but also the really decorative pieces as well. So first of all, I'm going to bring in my scoreboard. And for this, you're going to need a 6x6 card base, or if it's a shop bought one like mine is, it's just slightly smaller than that. And you want to score on the front panel exactly halfway through. So if it's a 6x6 card, then at 3 inches. If it's slightly smaller, then I scored at 2 7/8. And you score that front panel, burnish it, and then you get that Z fold card. So next I've got this piece of gold metallic cardstock, and this measures 5 5/8 squared. And then I've got a piece of patterned paper from the paper pad that I've cut down to 5.5 inches squared. So we're going to mat and layer those together, and I'm just using some Ranger multimedia matte glue to do that. You could of course use double-sided tape here, but I always find it easier to use liquid glue so that you've got that little bit of wiggle room if it's not quite straight. So next we're going to attach that panel to the base of our card. So you want to make sure that you've got the fold facing outwards, so that Z fold should be like a mountain fold in front of you. Next we're going to mat and layer the piece. So again I've got a piece of 5 5/8 by 2 3/4, and then the second piece is 5.5 by 2.5. And again we're just going to mat and layer those together, and then that's going to decorate the front floating panel of the easel card. Now you could decorate both panels here, but I'm just choosing to decorate the one that's going to be visible when the card's standing up. So we're just going to glue that there onto the outer part of the floating easel card. So next I'm going to bring in these 3 pieces that I've already gone ahead and die cut. I've used the largest oval die, which is about 5.5 inches long, then the next one down, which is about 4.5, and then I've skipped out a few of the nested dies to do this smaller one, which is just over 3 inches. I'd recommend that you stamp your sentiment at this point, and I'm just going to show you the dies that I used. So it was the largest one, the second largest one, and then the third, the smallest decorative one basically. So we're going to go ahead and get those stuck down now, and I'm using Ranger Multimedium matte glue again to do that. And then for the sentiment in the middle, I've decided to pop this up on some foam tape. So once I've took the adhesive off the back and made sure it's level, then I'm going to press it down. It's always good to make sure that you're happy with the positioning before you push something down that you've put on foam tape, because once you've pushed the foam tape down, it's very hard to then peel it back off without damaging the card underneath. So I'm just working out where I want that topper to be so that the card stands up nicely. It really is personal preference where you place this. I choose to put mine over on the right because of the element that I'm going to add on in a moment. And I'm going to use a little bit of foam tape just to pop that up to just give an added bit of dimension to the card front. Remember, you can use any shape dies for this. It hasn't got to be ovals. In fact, I have made another version of this with a circle die, and that'll be posted on my Instagram account. So yeah, experiment and use whatever you've got in your stash. So next we need to add a stopper to the card, and I've got this gold piece of cardstock which is 1 5/8 by 5 5/8, and then I've got a pattern piece of paper that's 5.5 by 1.5. And I'm just going to adhere that down with some Ranger Multimedia matte glue again, and then I'm going to pop it up on some foam tape, and that will be the stopper on the card. So depending on the size and shape of the topper that you've put on the floating easel part, you can then decide where you want the stopper to go. I'm putting mine about 3/4 of an inch up from the bottom, and I'm just going to add some foam tape to the back of it, and then peel off the backing paper and attach that down. I'm using my T-ruler just to make sure that that's level. The T-ruler is also from Alinacutle, and then you'll see that the card really stands up lovely against that stopper, and you get that lovely floating effect, and it looks really pretty. I think it's a real showstopper card. So I have already gone ahead and scored my piece of pattern paper, but this is just a piece of 6x6 paper, and I've scored at every 1/2 inch. And then you're just going to fold it forwards and backwards, so mountain fold, valley fold, mountain fold, valley fold, until you've folded all of that piece together. And this is going to form the fan that makes the card look really decorative on the front. It's very easy to do. So once you've folded it all together, I'm going to move my scoreboard out of the way, and I'm going to bring in some red line tape, because what we're going to do is we're going to fold it in half like that, and it will attach it in the middle, and then you'll have that lovely fan element. So I'm just going to use some red line tape because I know that it's really strong, and I'm just going to run that down the whole of that strip there that's going to meet in the middle. Then I'm going to peel off the backing paper, and then you want to make sure that those top 2 corners are central and they meet together, and also that they're level at the top. And once you're happy, just squeeze it all together so that the red line tape grips itself. You could use liquid glue for this, but I just found that the tape, because it's an instant grab, it's just a little bit quicker and a bit easier. I'm next just making a little bow out of some hessian string that I've got in my stash, and that'll also be used to decorate the front of the card too. So next we'll bring in that card base that we've created, and I've got my hot glue gun heating up to the side of me, and I'm just going to use the hot glue to hold the fan in place. Of course you can use liquid glue for this, but because I've got the hot glue to hand, I'm just going to use that to stick that down. And of course the hot glue gives that instant grab as well. You do have a tiny bit of wiggle room with the hot glue, not so much as you would have with liquid glue, but once I'm happy that that's in place, I can just press it down and fold that fan out until I'm really happy with the shape that I've got. So next I'm going to bring in that hessian bow, and I'm just going to add a little bit of hot glue to the back of that and stick that down, which just covers up the joining hole at the middle. You could of course thread something through that, or you could just leave it as it is. I've got this little bumblebee which I've fussy cut out from one of the papers in the paper pad, and again I'm just using a little bit of hot glue so that it's got a little bit of dimension there. And so there we go, there's the finished card for today. I really hope that it's given you some inspiration. I hope that it's showed you some ways that you can easily add a fan fold to any card, really, to just step it up a little bit. I hope you've really enjoyed seeing these papers from Alinacutle as well. They're absolutely gorgeous. And of course, you've got plenty of space on the back of that card to write your message. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you being here. Don't forget to like and leave a comment if you've enjoyed this video. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.